guys, welcome once again to Trade with Popa. As you know, it's time for a weekly overview on GU. In this episode, I'm going to be telling you what GU did last week, how we predicted it would do what it did last week, and even though we're unable to utilize those moves, but we predicted it and we were unable to utilize it. Yeah. It happens. I used to think I'm a mini day trader / a swing trader, but I should take on the characteristics of a swing trader though. That's what I discovered, because last week analysis played out like it ought to play out. Price got to the sell zone, the one we've been talking about for a long time, and it spent quite sometimes there. Got there Tuesday 28th of November, stayed there until Monday 4th of December, and from that Monday we noticed a decline in price. So if I had the swing trader mentality, we got in around 200. When it came here we took profit. By the time it came back, we would have entered again and held. Swing trader mentality. So all of this drop would have been in it, but because we got out here, we didn't get in here. We got in around here, and we didn't hold it still. Got around 350 here. Yes, around 350. We had an entry around 350. We didn't hold it. And look where price is right now. Price sold all through the week. So my lessons from last week is switch that day trading mentality off and turn on the swing trading mentality. So if we happen to enter a trade and we exit in 3 hours, nice. But then henceforth, if you're on the Trade with Popa Telegram signal channel, henceforth any trade I call out can take anywhere between 3 hours to 7 days to play out. So you enter here day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, you're still in profit for coming here ultimately before we see some buying momentum. And if this place doesn't provide any buying momentum, the next place we want to look to buy from is here, the draw zone. But most likely we'll get that buying momentum from here because we're still in an uptrend. Yes, we're selling from here, but we're still in an uptrend on a daily. So until we break this overall trend, we still want to have our reservations for sales. Sell until you get to that buy zone where you can buy back up. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing on GU. We're selling currently. When Monday opens, we still will continue to sell into this zone, and then from there, if we get our confirmations for buy, we'll buy. If not, we'll continue to sell till we break this overall trend. So that being said, you already know what we look like on the weekly and monthly. Let me just go back to the monthly so it's refreshed in our mind. So on the monthly, we are consolidating. We're in this monthly range, but we made a lower low here, so there's a tendency we've already put in a lower high and we're going lower. There's that tendency. But if we don't see a buy continuation from that supply zone I showed you on the daily, then we're going to continue lower. Let's drop down to the weekly. So on the weekly, it's obvious that we're trading in a downtrend. Yes. We're no longer trading in an uptrend. Yes. And this week ended as an engulfing. Last week rather ended as an engulfing from this zone I told you about. The zone I've been preaching. This zone you want to be careful about. How you see GU in this zone, you want to be careful about. From that zone, look at the kind of candlestick that came out of that zone. From this zone here, Look at what we have in here. So I'm looking at this on this time frame now. There's everything that's in now. That before we see any buy push, before we see anything, any strong buys, looking at it on this weekly now, there's the tendency that before we see a strong buy, we have to come into this zone. So that's why I see multi time frame analysis is very important, because it makes the picture very, very clear. Higher time frame analysis, most especially. So looking at it from here now, we can see an engulfing, nice, from a supply zone, nice. So the sales we pushed while price was still here is finally happening, and it's not a yardstick for us to say, okay, price is going to come all the way down here. Let's see what happens when price comes into the zone. If it breaks it, but we already have a buy trend line on the 1 hour, on a daily, so we know that for us to start focusing majorly on sales, we have to see that overall buy trend line break. Then we know that, okay, this is a lower high on the weekly, and we are going for a lower low. So dropping down to the daily, let's see how that sits with okay, see, so look at that zone I drew out on the daily, on the weekly rather. The zone I drew out on the weekly is this one. Fine-tuning it now will bring us to this place. So according to the weekly, this is where we would get any kind of strong reaction. So for us to get here, we first have to break this trend line, and for us to break this trend line, first I have to get past this demand zone. So once we clear this demand zone, yes, then we're gonna get something like this, correct, and then hopefully tank. So now we are seeing all of the roadblocks on the way to selling GU. The first roadblock is here. Second one most likely would be around here, close to the trend line, based on this. And then if we are to get, once we get past all of this one and this one, and break the trend line, then we're looking down here. If we are to continue bearish, that's how it's gonna be. So for now, we are bearish, but we want to pay attention to this zone. Once we get past this zone, we're looking at this zone. Dropping down to the daily, because all of this higher time frame analysis is just so we can be clear on what to do. Drop it down to the daily now. Yeah, this is that large zone I drew. I deleted it now, so my chart is not too easy. So this is the zone I say we must look to clear if we are to go lower. This is the trend line here. So looking at this now, we have a clear picture of, okay, we are still in an uptrend. If we come into the zone, let's see if buy will continue. If the buy doesn't continue, we'll see something like this. Price is currently here. Price is currently here. So what I'm expecting is to get an invalidation trade here. This entry is more like, if this one doesn't happen, if we don't get an invalidation trade here, then we're going to get this entry. But I really want I don't want price to push this high before we get that trade, because then we're breaking trend, this sell trend, and it's not going to be that sharp anymore. But at the same time, if it happens like that, the sell will still be valid, because even though we're breaking this trend line on a weekly, on a daily, we are still in a downtrend, and the downtrend has not even started forming. So it's like we just put in our lower low to put in a lower high here, and then still tank all the way down here. So I have two places I'm interested in this trade. The first one is where it currently is, to look for a sell down into this region. The second place is here where it is not, to look for a sell down into this region. That's the immediate trade idea on GU, and this first one from where it is should give us say 90 pips to this demand zone. The second one, the second entry, to give us say 130 plus pips, 135, 130 plus down to the zone. And if after selling down to this zone proves to not hold, if we don't get any strong buys out of here, breaking the downtrend line and continuing the buy, if we don't get any strong buys like that, then we'll continue to sell. Once we get here, we'll see something like this, we'll continue to sell, take out this low and drop all the way into this zone here. So like I said, this zone is that weekly zone, and look where price is, look where we potentially can come to. So for now guys, we are still selling, GU, So Monday opens, see some tap back into the 25,600 level, and we drop. And if we don't get confirmation to sell from this area, then price is more likely going to push up into this zone and drop from there. Here's the overview on GU. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay guided. It's my last trading week for the year 2023, so you want to be careful. I personally will be careful, but I'm not going to be letting go of any opportunity I see. Because if last week taught me anything, it's that our entries are very, very unique. Look here where we got in at 200. See, price never went above 200. Week 200 dropped. Week 200 dropped. This was the first entry here, this candle here, and then it came back there the second time, dropped, came back there the third time, dropped. So our entries are very, very, very sharp. I understand that one. I've always understood that one, but I don't owe them precious enough. The next time we got into a sell trade was here at 350. Touched it. Even when the news came, it didn't even hit our 20 pip SL. Dropped. Came up, dropped. Never came back to our entry. So if it takes 7 days, 5 days, 3 days for our trade setups to become clear, to get to targets rather, that's what we are going to do. But I'm not going to be jumping out of trades anymore, because I know my entries are very fine and I don't come by them easy. Look here, these were the only 2 good entries I got. The rest, I got one here, didn't pick me after, but because I got it late. We got to buy here, we got this buy into this region, we closed it around here. But entries are very, 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 very important in the market, and if there's anything I know how to do is get the entry. So we are going to be holding on to our entries when we see them this week, and holding it for targets. Thank you so much for watching, guys. That's all on GU for this week. Stay safe, stay guided. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Subscribe, don't forget to like, comment and share this video.